Okay, it's 7 o'clock. I'd like to call the meeting of the Huntington Township Supervisors to order. Thank you. Any public comment on the agenda items? Okay, seeing none. Secretary Treasurer's report. Approve the minutes from our November 14th meeting. Any comments or questions, gentlemen? Okay, I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes.
I so move.
Been moved. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Been moved and second. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. The bill list is distributed. The big item is the $90,000. That's for the Greenbrier. That's for the Greenbrier. Okay.
What's the bill list?
Any questions? Okay, the total expenditures, well, Gus is looking for, it was $137,000, with $90,000 being the culvert for the Greenbrier project.
So is the culvert done?
No, it's not done.
No.
You'll report that when you get to, we'll talk about that when we get to the roadmaster's report. Any other questions on the bill list? I'll make a motion to approve it.
I'll make that motion.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Okay, financial report. Go through it, Pat.
All right, the financial report for December 12th. In the general fund, we had receipts of $85,221, expenditures of $137,156.04. That lets a balance in the general fund of $811,192.39. In the ARP, interest received was $17.76. That gives us a balance of $216,633.93. In the state fund, there was $10.87 interest received. The expenditures there were $6,862.73. That lets a balance in the state fund of $125,780.41. So a total of all the accounts is $1,153,606.73.
Thank you. Any questions?
Was the income regular taxes coming in?
Majority of the 69,000, correct, Pat?
Yeah, it was like 58,000, I believe, and then that CD.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Miscellaneous items, anything else?
No.
Okay. Chuck, Roadmaster's report.
Well, we did the little winter maintenance on Thursday last year. We had a little bit of snow in the upper end, some little spots here and there were a little slippery. We spread some cinders. We went around and we did an inspection on all the culverts in the township. We found 18 of them that need replaced within the next year. In the Greenbrier, they're progressing along. We had some setbacks. The other day, rain filled everything, flooded everything. They spent 2 days hammering solid rock on one foundation. They don't have the other one done yet, but they got one foundation hammered out enough that so they're ready to set the form on that. So they got one more foundation to dig before we'll be able to set the structure. So that's all I have.
On the culverts, Chuck, how much, what's it cost for a normal culvert to replace?
Pardon?
What's it cost for?
I'm gonna say 8 hours. Normally we can get them done, the smaller ones we can get them done in a day. So you're figuring probably about 8 hours worth of work. The cost of the pipe, we're looking at right around about $1,000 for the bigger pipes.
2,000.
Okay.
So, but with the part-time and the
Yep.
equipment time, so we're looking at 8 hours, so.
Very good. Thank you.
How many pipes have you already replaced this year?
This year, 8 of them. 8 this year, that's not even counting last year, we did 9 last year, so.
How many in the hole?
237.
Oh, wow.
I knew it was a lot.
We
but I didn't know
counted
how
them the
many.
other week and when we inspected them, 237,
Culvert pipes.
just culvert pipes.
Thank you.
That would be 2,000 a culvert. About 2,000 a culvert for a little one?
For medium size, about, till we get,
Most of them are 18 inch.
18 inch now, some are 36, so it depends on how much drainage, with how big we're going with them. So,
Thank you.
yep.
Supervisor's report.
I have nothing.
I have nothing.
The only thing, the camera, we ordered them the next day. The microphones that are integrated for the system are not available. They're on back order, so we don't have the cameras installed yet. So we're waiting on for the vendor to get them to come in, then he'll do the install. Okay?
Question, please. Does the contract include Zoom availability? Is that worked into that? So that people who watch a live stream can call in to express grievances or whatever?
I don't expect that we did that, no. But I don't know without looking at it.
Well, it was only for equipment, right?
Yeah, it's for
Well,
equipment.
and installation.
Yeah, it's
Well,
equipment
equipment and
installation.
installation,
Right.
but like, whatever you run on this, that's up to you.
Yeah, Zoom would have to go through, I mean, I'm not a computer expert, but Zoom, you can do that through a regular laptop if somebody.
Right.
But yeah, typically, I think if somebody wants to have a grievance, they would come in person to express that, would be my expectation. But I don't know without looking at the quote, but the Zoom would be something outside of that quote.
So the township is not looking into that?
Not at this time, no.
Okay.
Zoning officer Gus?
Yes. Starting November the 14th, issued a permit to Jake Bates at 185 Goodyear Road to drill a new well. Issued a permit on November 21st to Reinhardt at 60 Tracy Drive for installed 14 rooftop solar panels. We issued an occupancy permit, Siren Shiplet, an occupancy permit for, well, that's wrong. He did a porch, a deck on his house. Garmin Builders got an occupancy permit for a 2-story single-family dwelling that they built at 122 Tammy Drive. I issued an occupancy permit to Hillbutt at 50 Wendy Drive. He put a new roof on his house. I issued a permit to Caribbean Martin at 10 Wireman's Mill Road. He's tearing down a laundry on his house and is going to rebuild the laundry and a kitchen. And I issued an occupancy permit to all right, I don't have the name on that one. That was we finished an 8x12 front porch. I'll have that information for you next month. Austin Clayburg got a permit for an addition to a dwelling at 345 Farmview Road, and that's with we're in for a plan review right now. And then to issue a building permit to Darren Alleman, and hold on, I'll have his address for you next month. He's repairing an existing porch at a cost of $5,000. I got a bunch of other permits working. I got a permit for a cell phone at Reineker's Tower. They were swapping antennas. And I had a couple other that are in right now. That's all I got for the permits. Just want to report to everyone that Cam Ag has purchased the Miller property at 255 White Church Road. They'll be here at the Planning Commission meeting. Their intention is to, they signed off on the NPDS plan to modify the existing plan that Miller's had. And they told me that they expect that this process will save some time. They're modifying that permit. Their intention is to do a land development plan in phases, and just bear with me on that. They want to clean up the property. They've already started that. They're going to remove that fence that runs along the road in front of the building, and they're going to build a stone driveway from the existing driveway around to the front where the overhead doors are, so they can access that. They want to build a septic system. The property does perk, and they have to do a plan. They want to build a 50 by 50 foot office at where the existing door goes in from the side, from the parking lot, for an office. And then that's what we did a septic, all right, the 50-50. Eventually, their intention is to construct a building about equal to the size of what is there now. So you can have the building, an office, which is only one floor, and then another building. They don't expect to do that for 5 to 10 years, and that's why they want to do the plan in stages so that they can use what they finish. And then spoke to a gentleman who wants to buy the old schoolhouse, the brick schoolhouse on Mud Run Road, and that doesn't have any water or septic, and he doesn't want to tear it down, but he wants to live in a house with water and sewer. So he'd like to build a house on that property, and he asked if he could do that if he dedicates to keep the schoolhouse the way it is. I told him he could do that, but he couldn't have anyone live in it. And he says nobody would want to live in a home without water and sewer. I said, well, just considering that everyone has lived in it, up to now lived in it that way, it has to remain that way. Also, Mr. Ken Rudolph, he owns the property up here on Unitedville Road. It was part of the Moomaw Trailer Park property. He has the steers there. The Baylor garage, Mr. Baylor died here not too long ago, and his girlfriend, who inherits the property, wants to sell it, and he's going to try and buy it. the home that's on it isn't worth much anyway. It's an old mobile home, and he would like to buy it and tear down that mobile home and the wooden garage that's on the site. And he'd like to, when they buy it, to save on taxes, he'd like to merge it with his other property that he owns next door. And that property has a brick home on it and a barn. He'd like to tear down the barn and the house. However, he would like to move another mobile home on the existing lot where the garage is, so he has a place to live while he tears down the brick house. And so it's a little complicated, but as long as no one ever lives in that existing house, I think he can do that. And that's about all I got. I did watch the revised zoning workshop that PSAT had on. There's a lot of stuff going on. It doesn't affect us. In our township, we don't have anybody coming in and wanting to build 100 houses, which is good. And that's all I got.
Thank you. Any questions for Gus? Scott, engineers report?
The Greenbrier Road Culvert project is underway, as Chuck mentioned. Myerstown Road Culvert project permit was submitted for review. I'm working on the specifications. I anticipate bid date in March next year. The Rolling Road Culvert, I spoke with the reviewer on Monday, so that permit should be issued any day now. Update to the Saldo is ongoing with the Planning Commission and Andrew for Adams County Planning. Plans that I've received, JVI Group, we're still in a holding pattern with them while they work through NPDS and PennDOT issues, but board action is required by February 6th unless they request another extension. I received a sketch plan for the Diller property. They applied for a PennDOT highway occupancy permit on the old Harrisville Road. I've told their engineer that they need to submit a land development plan before anything else goes forward. And I reviewed stormwater management plan for a single-family residence for Austin and Clayrock.
Okay. Thank you. Any questions for Scott? Okay, thank you. Anybody from the fire company?
May I ask about the Rolling Road culvert? When's it gonna be done?
Well, he has to get a permit first.
We're waiting on the permit for that.
Okay, all right. Thank you.
Nobody from the fire company here? Okay, old business review, the Greenbrier Road culvert, we just did that. The Myerstown Road, we just did that as well. And we did the Rolling Road as well, so that's been all. Next item would be the budget. The budget was advertised, was required. Received no questions, nobody came to look at it.
Nobody came to look at it?
Okay, you guys have any questions or comments on it? Okay, at this time, I will entertain a motion to
Could I
adopt.
ask if there's sufficient funds delegated for the 18 new culverts?
Well, we have money in our state fund, we'll just have to look at the projects and decide what's the importance, but, I mean, the culverts, the culverts didn't go bad overnight or over the last year, so this has been,
It's an ongoing project.
it's been an ongoing project, but we will address them, and if we have to not do something else, if we don't have the funds, that's all we can do. Okay. I'll entertain a motion to approve the budget that was advertised.
I'll make that motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor of approving the budget, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Okay, so by law, our reorganizational meeting has to be on January 6th of 25 at 7 o'clock. The question I have, guys, do we want to do our regular business meeting after the reorganization meeting?
Fine with me.
I think that's up to Pat, whether she can be.
Want to do it? Okay. I'll make a motion, we have a reorganizational meeting on January 6th, followed immediately by our regular Board of Supervisors meeting.
I'll second that motion.
Is there any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. The auditors will meet on Tuesday, January 7th at 7. Okay. And the next item is the tax rates for 25.
The page behind it is 24.
Okay. So, we have not, as a township, charged real estate tax in our township, or a fire tax. The per capita has been $5. We do not do an occupation tax. And the discounts are 2%, and penalty percentage is 10%. Correct?
Yes.
Okay. Is there any reason to change any of those, gentlemen? I mean, the budget is based on the same programs we have now, so.
I think we're fiscally
Okay.
in line, and I see no need to change it.
Okay,
I have no, that's fine with me.
okay. I will make a motion, we leave our 2025 municipal tax rates the same as 2024. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Next item is acknowledge the Vermillion Springs School District NPDS permit notice of termination. So I assume we've received something. So you don't need to take action, you just need to acknowledge.
Correct, it's just a notification, just to let you know.
Everything was-
They've been done from almost a year anyway, I just finally got the paperwork done.
Okay. Okay, the next item on the agenda is issue certificates of appreciation of land and sea services. Wilbur Slaughter has been doing our inspection services for many years, and he's not going to do them anymore, so we have a certificate thanking him.
I think we looked and it was either 2011 or 12 when they made the UCC mandatory.
Yeah, he's done a good job for us, and it's been
Very, yes.
so we have a certificate of appreciation for him, and also for Terry Sheldon, who's been our sewage enforcement officer, so we will make sure they get those, and we want to thank them for serving our township. Okay. Subdivisions and land development, JBI, nothing more than you reported, I assume, Scott?
Correct.
Okay. Right to know request on December 10th of 24, John D. Nicola. Google Maps search regarding any and all right to know requests placed from May 1st, 24 to December 1st of 2024. December 10th, Marie DeGangi, any and all invoices submitted by Solomon Hughes for the month of October of 24. December 10th of 24, Marie DeGangi, any and all invoices submitted by Scott Longstreet and Share Design Group for the month of October 24. Upcoming meetings, the Planning Commission meets on December 23rd at 7, and our next meeting will be after our reorganizational meeting on January 6th.
Yeah, I should have had the reorganizational meeting on there.
That's fine. Any public comment? Yes.
On November 14th, I placed a right-to-know request for the ADA self-evaluation that all municipalities were supposed to do early in the 1990s, and they're supposed to be upgraded every few years. And I was surprised that this township has no information on this, no records, even for any plans to upgrade any kind of doors and things of that sort for under the American Disabilities Act. Has the township received some kind of exemption from this federal statute?
No.
So, a couple months ago, you had indicated you weren't sure whether the township was compliant. So, it's not compliant at all under the ADA.
We have a gentleman we're looking at and exploring what we need to do, if anything, to the township building to be ADA compliant.
Yeah, especially because it's an election polling place too.
Well, the election is not, the township does not manage the election, that's the county election.
No, but I mean for people to vote if they're in a wheelchair or anything, so it's very important to have ADA compliance. Thank you.
Any other public comment? Okay, hearing none, I'll make a motion for adjournment. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?